I'm 30 now.
You're old.
I'm not that old.
You're old.
You're not far behind.
Yes, but I'm not 30 yet, so
Yet.
I'm not old.
You will be.
Unless,
you don't.
Oh. Got your cane or a walker yet?
No, of course not. At least I don't get up and feel pain almost every single time.
Just because my knees creak already means nothing.
Nothing. It means nothing, I swear. The Nile is not just a river in Egypt. Anyway, yes, we've been around for a while, and this show's been around for a while. So, you know, the pony one. Because we're Pony 4-in-1. That's what we talk about. Yes, welcome to Pony 4-in-1. This is episode 210 for the week of January 28th, 2018. I am Nemesis, and I'm joined, as always, by Alca7raz.
Hey.
Yes. Yes, we got quite a bit of news this week. Actually, yeah, a lot actually popped up. Cooling this morning, I was all of a sudden, why, stop adding more for me. I don't need that much.
Yeah, we did get a lot of news.
They just kept announcing more stuff this morning.
Yeah, we did also get some high-profile stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to get to that in a little bit.
We'll get to.
Yeah, we also, of course, have a comic. Yes, it did come in time, thankfully. I wasn't sure about that.
Yours did. Mine probably didn't.
Yeah, so it came in time, so we were able to talk about that. We also are going to go ahead and talk about a character.
Yeah, we're going to do that again.
Yeah, we're doing that stuff. And, of course, the fan content, as always.
Always.
Not always, but you know what I mean. So we're probably going to go ahead and get started. And if you want to follow along with the news, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show-notes. It's spelled LABSYN. All the links for all the details are there. So to get started with convention stuff, because there's a lot.
Yes.
TrotCon has announced Ellie Ray, the voice of Mistmane, will be attending.
Yay.
And Hearthwarming Con has also announced Ellie Ray's attendance.
She's getting into the con circuit.
See if she shows up again later. Mm-hmm. BabsCon has announced Bill Newton and Nicole Dubuc, plus the return of the voice Equestria. And Winnie CD PonyCon has announced Kelly Sheridan, Andrea Libman, Ingrid Nelson, and M.A. Larson.
That's quite the lineup.
Yeah, all those have been announced over the last few weeks, although I believe Kelly Sheridan was actually announced a while ago. We missed it because of Christmas. There's actually a couple things in here we missed because of Christmas.
Oops.
BronyCon has open applications for their marketplace if you want to vend there.
Vending.
Good luck.
Good luck. That's going to be a lot of competition for spots.
Yep. GalaCon has announced their return on July 28th and 29th, and the volunteer applications are open, ticket sales are open, and of course, they have announced Kelly Sheridan.
GalaCon. It's on the other side of the pond.
That's Germany.
Yep.
And Horses at Home Con, that's HaCon, I guess.
Yes.
Is now accepting panel applications. If you have something you want to share with people on the internet via live stream, there you go.
Yeah.
And finally, Everfree Northwest is accepting panel applications and suggestions until March 21st.
Yes, so if you want to do a panel or,
know someone you think should do a panel.
Or just have an idea for a panel that should be done.
Yeah, go for it. Why not? Fandom news and whatnot. The Fall of Antrofold team is making a new game called Equestrifold, and there's a beta version available to play now. That actually got announced that a while back, but we barely missed it.
Yeah, it got announced right after recording.
Womp. The Star for Light game has a bunch of new art to show off. They kind of adjusted the art direction for the game a little bit. Not a whole lot. It still looks very Limbo-esque, but still new stuff. They have a whole bunch of screenshots. Plus, they're looking for people to help make the game, so check that out.
Join the team.
Daydreaming Derpy is now out.
Yes, it's finally out of beta.
It's complete. It is at version 1.0.
Done.
Unless the only thing I guess left would be patches and whatnot.
Patches, updates, maybe if they wanted to add more content or something like that. I don't know.
All right, so here's the problem-ish
here's
news.
the
big nasty
item.
one that no one really wants to talk about but needs to happen anyway. Toon Critic.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Toon Critic has been caught soliciting, engaging in erotic roleplay with a 14-year-old. He's about 24 or 25, somewhere in there. This is a problem for various reasons.
For various reasons that we should not have to explain.
Not only did he do that, he also attempted to coerce her into going to a hotel room with him in a convention.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she backed out, and, well, now we have screenshots and whatnot. He has admitted to doing it.
And tried.
It appears he may have tried to cover it up a little bit. And there's a possibility that some people did know about it. We can't really confirm that part. And the police have been called, thankfully.
Yeah.
So, hopefully justice is served on this one. I'm disgusted.
That is just disgusting.
Anyone who defends him, I'm disgusted with you too. Hopefully, again, justice is served. I don't like this. I don't like the fact we have to talk about it. I wish it didn't happen, but it did, and it's awful.
Yeah, it's just, ugh.
The other thing is, she is not looks like she might not be the only person. There have been other people who have come forward and said he has done things to them as well. So, it's not great. It's pretty awful, but we can't really ignore it. That would be that doesn't feel right to just ignore it and pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, we can't just pretend stuff like this doesn't happen, try and shove it under the rug. It'll just come back.
So, again, I hope justice is served on this one, because it's pretty bad.
It is. It is pretty bad.
So, let's just go ahead and move on from that, because I really don't want to dwell on it. Merchandise news. Toys R Us is closing up to 182 stores in the U.S., which isn't necessarily pony specific, but it will affect your ability to find pony stuff.
Yeah, TRU.
And for us, particularly, our closest TRU is closing.
It is.
And so now for us, it's a good bit longer to get to. It's gone from 20, 30 minutes to now 40, 50 an hour.
Yep.
Not fun.
Not fun.
And other people are going to be having the same problems. It's just, but the thing is, kind of the silver lining, I guess, to this, if your local Toys R Us is closing, you might be able to get some pony stuff for cheap.
Yeah, because they tend to do, you have to see if they do a clearance sale.
A lot of them will be doing clearance sales, but the thing is, some of this stuff will just be shifted to other stores because whatever.
Yeah, because they can do that.
So just be on the lookout. Just go ahead and, it's closed. A lot of them are closing. And this third thing called Stickets. There are these little containers, MLP stickers, are coming to the UK. These little containers are pony shaped. They got little stickers and they have a dispenser and all this stuff. It's kind of weird. Kind of neat, but kind of weird.
Yeah. Kind of odd.
Yeah, right now there's Dash and Twilight.
Best pair.
Yeah. Half the pair is good anyway. More retro G1 ponies will be coming in April if you've been on that kick. If you're in G1.
If you're a G1 fan, there are a lot of those.
Yes, there are. A new line called Cutie Mark Crew has appeared, and these are kind of interesting. They're kind of like those Tsum Tsums and whatnot. Yes. Shopkins Tsum Tsums. They're these little tiny cutesified figures of the ponies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And right now they look like they're coming in like packs of 5, like 4 of them and then a mystery one or something, or at least supposed to be a mystery. There's, oddly enough, they're like the sea pony versions of some of them, normal pony, and then Equestria Girls Twilight.
I like how the field trip set that has the main stick is missing Applejack.
Yep. Such as
all the ones to miss.
But the Nature One Club is missing Twilight and Pinky.
Yep.
Then you got the other one entirely, which is missing Fluttershy and Dash, and instead has Celestia.
Mm-hmm.
And a Sci-Twi for some reason.
And a Sci-Twi, because they can't remember who's who.
Whatever.
Well,
those are a thing. If you're kind of into that sort of stuff, check that out. They're coming soonish.
They're kind of cute, but
yeah, they're just basic little figurines.
Yep.
And new stuff has been listed on Amazon, including, let's see, new brushables, the Silly Looks brushables. These are ones that have little faces that can change a little bit to like make silly faces. There's a Pinky and a Dash. Like a Dash sticks her tongue out.
Mlem.
Yeah. Looks more like a blep to me.
Close enough.
And there's 3 packs of, hey look, main 6 and 2 different packs. And those weird glitter celebration brushes with Twilight and Luna.
Yay.
So those things are on Amazon now. Listed. And new Hasbro plushies are coming, and they're slightly updated from the old ones. The biggest change is the eyes. Almost everything else looks pretty much the same. It's just the eyes are now altered to be more show accurate rather than toy accurate, I guess.
Yeah. So they're getting better.
They're getting slightly better. Still, it looks like everything else is exactly the same. Such is life. And Entertainment Earth has listed some new singles and plushies. I just listed those. Most of those singles are, once again, brushables, and they're kind of got patterns and whatnot on them. And these new little plushables. Yes, plushables. Plushies are these little tiny, I guess, really super chibi-fied versions.
Yeah.
Of the main 6. And this time there's an Applejack.
There is. It's got the main 6.
Yep, main 6. These little chibi versions arriving in March. I'm kind of interested, but the thing is, I don't want to order the whole set of 6. And because Entertainment Earth, remember, Entertainment Earth does whole waves, not individuals.
Yeah.
So good luck. Comic news. IDW's April 2018 solicitations are out, and Friendship is Magic number 65. Princess Celestia disguises herself to live amongst ordinary ponies for a day. What she learns about her subjects and herself will surprise her.
Wasn't there something a long time back where she did something smaller like that? Disguise herself to go and like get tea or something? I vaguely remember something like that.
There's a lot of fanfics like that.
Well, there's a lot of fanfics like that. I
don't remember anything official doing that, though.
Huh. Could be mistaken. It was a long time ago.
And also the annual 2018. My Little Pony Legends of Magic wraps up in an oversized fashion with this annual. The Pillars face a new danger that will test their skills as a team and take them one step closer to the fateful encounter in ancient Equestria. Well, I guess they are wrapping up. There is one last issue of Legends of Equestria. How about that? Or Legends of Magic. Wow. All these legends and stuff.
Legends of Legends.
Yep. So, one last mega-sized issue. And Equestria Daily has an extended preview of Friendship's Magic number 62. My worry is I've seen the dialogue in this since of excessively political in the sense that, in the boring part, as in, hey, finances and treaties and stuff. Ugh. You know, the part of the reason why the prequel Star Wars movies suck. So it's kind of worrying. It's a little worrying that they're going down that road for a My Little Pony comic. You know?
Is there going to be sand involved in the comics now, too?
Possibly.
I hate sand.
Coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. Not like you. Oh, no. Anyway, Equestria Girls news. Display of Affection is now on YouTube, along with Super Squad goals. Those 2 have popped up now.
Yep.
And 2 more Forgotten Friendship promos have appeared. More just kind of, oh no, Sunset. No one remembers who Sunset is. Stuff like, why is she still bothering us? Ow.
Ow.
And Forgotten Friendship was written by Nick Confalone. Woo. He's done some pretty good stuff, remember?
Yep.
Like Sataro Review.
Yep.
So hopefully.
That was a good episode.
And Friendship is Magic news. My Little Pony, the movie, is hitting Chinese theaters on February 2nd. And here's the thing. China is now one of the biggest movie markets along the U.S.
Yeah, so they could be seeing a big...
Yeah, we can see being a big increase. We don't know. I know Pony is starting to really become a thing in China, so we'll see how that goes. Might actually bring the box office totals up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the final piece of news. Yes, finally. Boulder Media is hiring animators for CG film. A CG feature film, which could be the G5 movie, because those leaks.
Oh, boy.
Because we know Boulder Media is supposed to be working on this new series.
Oh, boy.
This might be it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because we know they want to do CG, even though almost everyone says that's a terrible idea.
It is. It is a terrible idea.
Yeah, so let's hope...
I don't know. They didn't specifically say it was for Pony. It's just,
but it's not hard to connect the dots.
It isn't hard to connect the dots
unless
they're doing a
Boulder
Transformers
is also
stuff.
doing Transformers stuff. I know that for a fact. I think they're doing Cyberverse. Yeah.
So it could be for Transformers.
It could be Transformers, but it's also possible Pony. So any which way, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, it's just Boulder Hasbro feature film. That's all that's listed.
Yeah, that's all we know. So that's the news. Yeah, quite a bit of it.
Yeah. More than the last
stuff's
couple
starting to
episodes.
pick up because, convention season's come upon us. This new season's about to show up in about probably a little more than a month and a half. We got the Equestria Girls. Yeah, all that stuff's coming up. So not surprising, news is kind of picked up. Moving on now. We've got the Legends of Magic number 10. News comic. It just came out a couple days ago. Let's see. Written by Jeremy Whitley, art by Tony Fleeks, and colors by Heather Beckel. As expected. In which, they meet Flash Magnus finally. And he's fighting dragons. And they are not imaginary.
Making a band reference.
Yep. But anyway, he's fighting them, and it turns out they're just kind of upset because they got a disease, and hey, guess what? Meadowbrook just kind of fixes it for them.
Tells them how to fix it too.
Yep, here you go. And everything's fine. So he's like, okay, I guess I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll follow you. And they go down and they meet Somnambula.
Yeah.
And mummies. Oh,
that
no.
aren't.
Oh no. And they're asking for brains. Oh no.
That's not right.
Meadowbrook's been here before. Yeah, so stuff happens. More or less.
Stuff happens. Well,
Stuff
that's
happens.
descriptive.
From there, stuff happens. I don't want to reveal everything.
Stuff happens, like in every single issue.
This is still pretty entertaining.
I love the parts with Somnambula.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the characterization that they gave her.
He's a fun character.
She really is fun.
Although they are finally making Rockhoof a bit fun too.
Yep.
Because he wasn't particularly interesting before.
Yes.
Yeah. So nice little bits of dialogue between him and Meadowbrook. Although
eyebrows.gif.
Although I'm noticing some dialogue between Rockhoof and Somnambula as well. Uh-oh.
Rockhoof gets all the mirrors.
Uh-oh. And Flash Force, why not? They're soldier buddies now.
Hey.
So why not?
Why not?
You know what? Just all 6 of them. All of them.
The Omni ship.
This Omni ship Mark II.
No, it would be Mark 0 because they came first.
Mark 0.5. Anyway, it's fun. I just like there's a bit of like, have you tried hitting it? Yes, but I like your direct approach. I like your approach, very direct. Yeah, so that's I think what really makes this one fun is just the dialogue and stuff. In particular, is pretty snappy.
Also, the Star Wars reference.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, there's also some pretty nice little artwork because like the dragon and Flash, like, really, is this happening? They're fighting, and then wait a minute. Hold on, time out. Because, yeah, Rockhoof just is there yelling, insulting. I almost want to think that's a Samurai Jack reference because of the Scotsman.
Might be. I don't know. I unfortunately didn't keep up with Samurai Jack.
Yeah, there's been Samurai Jack with the Scotsman, just he's yelling this long, very Scottish.
I heard that one, but
so that makes me think of it with Rockhoof there because he does have a bit of an accent in the show. Anyway, this was actually pretty fun. I think it was slightly better than the last one, but I think this was pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun,
and we're getting close to the end too.
Yeah.
Because we still got Mistmane and Star Swirl. Oh no!
Oh no!
Then the big, I guess, annual to go through as well. So yeah. So I like this one quite a bit. It's nice. It's a nice continuation of the story so far, and a good chapter of it.
It is.
If you're already invested, I mean,
you're already invested then. So yes.
So I guess we'll eventually have that final verdict, the overall thing, in a few months.
So far, I think it's looking pretty good, but it really all depends on the conclusion.
Yeah. Which will not come till the annual.
Yeah.
In April. So we'll have a full final, like, what was because we did this before with Friends Forever. Well, what's overall the comic series?
Yeah, this one might be a little bit different because it's an actual story arc.
Yeah, full serialized thing. So it's a little easier versus that, which is just, okay, that was weird. Anyway. Moving on.
So
at the top of the show, we're going to talk about a character. Which one is it this time? It's Luna.
It's Luna.
Yeah. It's Luna. Yeah, so Luna is quite popular.
Nah, no one likes Luna, right?
No one likes Luna. All right, sure. Maybe not Bizarro reality. But, yeah, Luna has been quite the thing in this fandom, quite for sure. I mean, before, really, she was a big thing in the show, really. I mean, she was kind of a big thing, but not really, if that makes sense. But she's always been a huge... Not only narratively has she been interesting, on a meta aspect she's been interesting. Just because of who she is and how they've presented her. So it's kind of interesting kind of looking into her character and whatnot. And including the fan base's reaction to her as a character.
Yeah. Like, holy crap. I mean, we start off with this...
This is Friendship is Magic, the pilot episode. She was Nightmare Moon.
We get a quick backstory and then a resolution and then nothing. So the fandom just went wild with it.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, for a year. Just remember, for over a year, because the first episode was October 10th, 2010. And then she didn't show up again until October of 2011. She was just
yeah.
not there.
She never appeared again until Luna Eclipse.
And they even altered her design a little bit for Luna Eclipse as well.
Yep.
And that's the thing, is like, she started off, and she was Nightmare Moon for most of the episode, and then at the very end, it's Luna. It's Princess Luna. Oh, whoa, what she... I mean, they told us right at the beginning she was their sister, so I'm not sure why.
Yeah, that was a weird little bit.
Why is Twilight surprised?
Wait, your sisters? I thought you read this in the book.
I forgot that part. It wasn't the important part to remember. The important part was she's coming back. And going. Anyway, and the thing was, Luna, literally, all she said was, "I'm so sorry. I missed you, big sister." That's it.
That was her only line.
Well, it's kind of two lines because it was kind of separated. But
yeah.
As
Luna.
That's it. And then she was there, she got
a
a little flower necklace thing, and then that was it. She didn't appear again. She was mentioned briefly in Return of Harmony. Very briefly, like, my sister and I stopped Discord, and that was it. Oh, yeah, Luna exists. And then she shows up again in Luna Eclipse. Now, I remember the thing was the fandom made multiple interpretations of her in that year. There was, she's basically Twilight. There was, she's basically Fluttershy. And then, no, she's basically still evil, and she's just waiting. Those are, I think, the three main interpretations we saw of Luna.
Yeah.
During that, because we had nothing to work with.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what other ones, because there was other...
You didn't show up till right before she reappeared anyway.
Yeah, I didn't show up, because I didn't start watching till
right before
season 1 and 2, so I didn't get a chance to see them appear during season 1, but I'm trying to remember how many existed before it started. Because we got a couple other ones that came later, but I'm trying to remember
Those are the three big ones.
Yeah, because it was like the nerd.
Yeah, which is more or less Twilight.
Yeah, the gamer one showed up
later.
later.
A little bit later. It kind of showed up way later.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when the gamer Luna thing started.
But most, like, fanfics and stuff, that was the three interpretations that were most common. I mean, like, for example, the now famous, for the new Lunar Republic, that was kind of often based off the Luna's still secretly evil thing. Which was an interesting idea. They never obviously followed through with that, but it was kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Just hiding out in plain sight.
Although that one did spawn some sub-interpretations where she isn't, but, she started a colony, basically.
And, of course, the other interpretation of Celestia is actually the evil one.
Oh, Tyrant Lestia, yes.
Yeah, still sort of sometimes. Sometimes it was... I remember there was one that was actually... Celestia was actually also infected with the Nightmare thing. Because, that was the thing, I remember that, too, the Nightmare Moon stuff was kind of like, what is Nightmare Moon compared to Luna exactly? What is she?
Yeah.
And that was kind of, later on, it was kind of vaguely revealed, sort of, maybe some sort of
the first time we got
influence.
something even somewhat official was the comic.
Mm-hmm, the Nightmarity comic.
Yeah.
That was the second comic.
Nightmare Rarity.
Yeah.
That we got. She was actually infected by...
whatever infected Luna.
Yeah. It was like this dark cloud thing.
And then I think the show itself started. There are probably people like now headcanon that the Pony of Shadows and the Nightmare Moon are related in some way, which does make sense.
It does make a lot of sense.
Because I remember one of the things was Sombra corrupted her or something before. That was another thing. Or Discord did something to corrupt her, and that's what caused her to turn into Nightmare Moon.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of stuff about that because it's been fun to kind of figure out what made Luna go bad. And we even finally saw, I guess, the point in time in season 4
in Princess Twilight Sparkle.
And
literally the only time that's the only thing we ever saw of her in that entire episode, except for at the very end when she came out of the tentacle cage. Mm-hmm. Was that. And in that one she just shows up, yells at her sisters saying, "I'm done."
And then she's Nightmare Moon.
Makes an eclipse happen, and that causes the transfer and starts transforming. It has been interesting watching that sequence, though. It's almost like she wasn't exactly expecting the transformation to happen.
Yeah, which I remember that was kind of goes along the lines with a lot of fandom interpretation, which is that this like a nightmare thing was kind of whispering in her ear, more or less, kind of hey.
Yeah, and then she finally gave in.
Yeah, which it does go along with it, possibly again the Pony of Shadows thing, but that all kind of fits together. I think I'm starting to think that's maybe more or less the official thing now is.
I'm gonna headcanon that one just because I like it so much.
Yeah.
That's where my headcanon is, and it does actually have some relation to other existing tropes, where like the almost like the demon that can't possess you until you ask for help. But then once it does, now you can't do anything to stop it, and it can do anything it wants. Yeah. But it has to have that initial ask for help or agreement for just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I see that pop up in a lot of other places. It's a common trope, so I could definitely see it.
Yeah. So that's because interesting. I remember a lot of people were kind of disappointed because of the people were actually thinking it was more long term, but no, it was like 5 minutes and then she's gone.
Oh yeah,
because the people are thinking it's like Nightmare Moon was some huge threat who had like there was a civil war or something. No, not really. No. They like flew around the castle, blew up a couple things, and she was banished.
Yep.
Then she came back and tried again.
And then she tried it again. Like it didn't work the first time.
It almost worked the second time, except Twilight showed up and with her friends, and well. That's that.
Yeah, and that time she tried destroying the elements.
Yeah, and thought she succeeded.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bit interesting. That whole Nightmare Moon thing in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I've always been a little bit curious about, Nightmare Moon knew about the prophecy that she would come back.
Yeah.
She knew, because there was a line when she first shows up. Do you not recall the legend? Did you not see the signs? So it's like, how did she know?
I think that's just a leftover from before everything was solidified.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of weird little things left over beginning. That's the first episode. So it would not surprise me that was kind of a leftover like thing that wasn't really fleshed out because it wasn't planned to be fleshed out for a while or something.
Or did she know what was going on the whole time while she was in the moon?
There's that too, but
because that did sort of come back with Discord's imprisonment.
I know Lauren Faust said she was not. She was in a sort of a hibernation state of sorts.
Okay.
I remember Lauren Faust said that, but again, that's now in a weird shady point. Of,
what they planned on doing and what they did, we have to go with what they did, not what they originally planned.
Anyway, they haven't really said. No one has really said what. Like, well, there's one comic, the Fiend's Ship is Magic comic, but I've always gone back and forth on that because it's like one of those things. Like someone pointed out, 1,000 years of isolation is going to drive you a little crazy.
Yeah,
if you're completely aware during 1,000 years alone, you're going to be a little nutty when you come back.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, sort of like Luna did, sort of from Nightmare Moon. Luna Eclipsed was kind of the, her big return and everything, and it was kind of interesting just because we went over this, and I loved that episode quite a bit, actually. But that was the episode where she comes back, and scars are still open. The scars are not really healed over yet.
Yeah.
They're still pretty fresh. Like, other ponies still are afraid of her and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because she was Nightmare Moon. This is also when we finally got a definitive canon version of Luna, which turned out, because I remember leading into this, people were like, "Oh no, what are they going to do?" That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because in a sense, the canon version of Luna turned out to be kind of a hybrid of the Fluttershy and Twilight interpretations.
Yeah,
with a little bit of a Canterlot voice thrown in.
Yeah, you're watching Luna Eclipsed. There's a couple little things in here that like tells onto her personality. This one was the first one where we really got to see it. Well, first off, why didn't someone tell her between the entirety of season 1 that society has changed? It's like, hey Celestia, I think you may have forgotten something. I think that's kind of important.
I mean, there's one thing being told things are different. There's another whole thing to experience it.
Yeah, but if she was told, she didn't really think about that.
Or it could have been just Luna's, I don't need your help.
Could be. It could be that.
I need your help. I can do this myself.
I think, though, the first piece of dialogue that really starts showing some of her personality down deep, when everyone starts cowering and she finally gives up.
Fine, be that way.
Be that way.
Well, we give you the role farewell.
Yeah, that was just,
she's throwing a tantrum right now.
Basically, she's throwing a tantrum.
For last time she threw a tantrum,
Yeah, I started getting the sense that, because she's been gone for 1,000 years. And like you said, she's probably been in like a hibernation state, so she never really saw those. This is where it does contrast with the how did she know about the legend. So I get the sense.
ignore that line about.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. I think it's like a retcon going on that one. But anyway, I start getting the sense that at this point she'll basically be reverting to who she was 1,000 years ago because she has nothing else.
She hasn't grown up at all because she wasn't barely there.
I get the sense that during that whole time when she was young, before she got banished, she didn't really get out of the castles much.
No, probably not.
Well, like how she interacts with people and with all the other ponies, it is very much this. She only knows this formal,
which is
ruler to subject,
which is also remember the Journal of Two Sisters implied Celestia did the same thing way back when, but Celestia grew up.
Yeah,
Luna didn't have that chance.
Yeah, but she also doesn't like this whole period. She's not really seeing it in the other ponies, so she never really established that how to work with other ponies. Also, this whole what is this fun?
Yeah,
really kind of plays into that. Never really got out much.
Yeah, although then there's the weird thing because if you remember the cast of Two Sisters was designed with a whole bunch of goofy fun things in it.
Yeah,
too, particularly because of Luna's input.
Yes, although with the Castle of Two Sisters, you see that both of them did it.
Yeah, but Luna did have input, so it's kind of the
That was where...
That's another one where you just kind of have to just accept that line just for the sake of being funny.
Yeah, I think we'd have to. Yeah, what was it? Journal of the Two Sisters, or Celestia like hiding behind the tapestries.
Yeah. Yeah, Luna Eclipse, there was also the stuff of, again, just kind of... This is the beginning, I think. This is the beginning of our... I guess general character arc over the next couple of seasons, which we say pieces of over the next couple episodes. Particularly the living literally in that one scene I really love, the shadow of Nightmare Moon. Just knowing what she did and trying to, I guess, in a way, make amends and reconnect. And initially failing because ponies just remember who she used to be and not who she is now. And it's just seeing that and kind of her coming to accept that Nightmare Moon is kind of part of her and always will be. Yeah,
that there was a very specific section. You mentioned that in the shadow of Nightmare Moon.
Yeah, but there was
that scene, but there was another one. When she goes there, her entire purpose was to change
Nightmare Night.
The celebration, and she actually called it an insulting celebration.
Yeah.
Near the end when she got really upset because things just started falling apart. It's... Yeah, I would understand. I mean, you come back, you have this... First thing, you come back and you have this horrible thing that you did, and now you find that they have the celebration around it. That kind of hurts, so I can understand why she'd want to change it. Yeah. But I'm a little curious. The Tantabus, I'm wondering if she created it after this episode.
Possible.
After this, because I mean, right now at this point, she is immediately actively trying to correct her mistake, and correct that mistake, trying to undo the damage she did back then, and trying to actively fight against it instead of creating something to punish herself.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if the Tantabus came after this.
Most likely. What was the other thing?
Yeah,
the other thing is Pinky did not help Luna.
Pinky did not help. Pinky was
just having fun. Pinky, someone's clearly not having fun here.
You're actively making this not fun for this one other person. Yeah,
who's got some serious issues we're dealing with right now. This is not the time, Pinky.
Yeah, I think that's just Pinky not
sit in the bad
it.
Pinky corner. Yeah, this is also part of the reason why I think that one thing where people were upset about Philly Vanilli, I think this is one of the episodes I'd point to is like Pinky sometimes is unaware of how others feel.
Yep.
Because people are like, oh, that's out of character for Pinky. She would not do that to Fluttershy because she knows about Fluttershy. It's like Luna Eclipse here. Come on, she's just completely.
In this case, Pinky was doing because she likes being scared. She knew that Luna wasn't a problem, but she likes being scared.
Pinky was so absorbed into having fun that she kind of forgot that Luna's...
I think she may have also... Because all of the kids were following her around too.
Yeah.
Were all getting scared, but as we see later, they also kind of knew and were more or less playing along. It's almost like...
But Luna didn't.
It's almost like they misunderstood and thought that Luna was just playing along.
Well, the kids, yeah, but Pinky should at least, especially that after when Twilight confronts her at the end.
Oh yeah, that one point, scene
Pinky
with
should
that.
Be aware that
the whole
Luna's
when Pinky brings
happy.
her when Twilight brings Pinky into the alleyway, That one always kind of bugged me. It's like, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't really fit with everything else. It's like, at that point, Pinky really should have. Okay, something's going on here.
Pinky, you really need to apologize to Luna. You've been kind of making her miserable all night.
Yeah, but realize that, hey, wait a minute, Luna isn't doing this just to have fun. This isn't. She's not just playing up a part.
Yeah.
Because that's almost what it seems like, is they think that Luna's just playing a part to have fun.
Well, of course the kids would. That makes sense. I don't really hold any blame against the kids. I hold blame against Pinky.
Yeah, I think Pinky thinks that. And at that point in the alleyway... ringleader. Oh, some of my favorite lines from Luna was from that episode.
Yep, the fun has been doubled.
Not even that one. Oh, no, it's the one where she's walking over the little bridge, and Twilight's like, but they really love this one. Yes, I can tell by the shrieks of the adoring children as they run away.
Yeah.
I love that line so much.
Yeah. But this is kind of the episode that jump starts the character arc for Luna for post Nightmare Moon. This is where we see the first signs of she's trying to make amends for what she did.
She's trying to make amends
and doesn't get it when they won't accept it, and then she throws a temper. And we also see Luna's personality. She throws a temper tantrum when it goes bad, and then she throws an even bigger temper tantrum when it goes really bad.
Yeah, although
scaring everyone intentionally. Fine, I'll scare you then.
Yeah, I think that one was just like stresses.
Oh yeah,
because that's what you see her get overwhelmed.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like she's like, fine. If you want to be scared, I'll scare you.
Yeah.
And then, from there, we don't really see a whole lot of her. We see her little pieces of her here and there, and then she shows up again in big capacity in Sleepless in Ponyville. Where
actually, there's a short. There is one little bit that shows up earlier that I think is somewhat important. She has a couple lines in the Crystal Empire. Near the beginning of the Crystal Empire.
Yeah, the whole,
that are a little bit important.
Yeah, a little bit. She doesn't trust Twilight to be able to handle things.
Yeah, the Empire's magic is powerful. It cannot fall again, my sister, she says to Celestia. But then Celestia mentions that Twilight, we'll see if she's ready, and Luna isn't entirely certain about that. So,
well, that part is not really super important, I think, to this particular character arc.
It kind of plays. It might come in later, though. It might be something to keep note of.
Might be. So far, I think at this point we're not going to see anything come from that. Because at this
other
point,
than that, she knew, or at least was later informed of what Celestia was planning with Twilight.
I'm pretty sure Luna's well aware of what Celestia wanted to do at this point. But all it is just she's not sure of this rookie.
Which does make sense because Luna doesn't have any experience. Yeah. Doesn't know Twilight.
As well. She knows Twilight vaguely, but not super well.
Yeah. It hasn't been, watching her grow up from a filly and training her.
Moving in Sleepless in Ponyville, though, this is where we start, I think, seeing signs that Luna's really still not fully over what she did. Just a little tiny bit. You have to really read into it. It's like one of those things that plays more. It comes more into focus when you see the later episodes.
Yeah,
but at the time, it's just kind of, hey, it's cool. Luna dreamwalks.
Yeah, we learn first about her dreamwalking. We learn about her responsibilities, her job, basically.
And we see she's trying to protect others from their fears and whatnot, helping them through them to a degree. It's like this is the line that there's a line like this in this when she's talking to Scootaloo because Scootaloo's freaking out because of Dash's scary stories, and Luna's like basically talking to her, what are you really scared of?
Yeah, Luna seems really perceptive.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing is, I'm looking at the three CMC episodes, all tying to some piece of what Luna's gone through personally.
Possibly.
With Scootaloo, I think there was, what was it? The being afraid of.
Scootaloo was afraid of what others think of her and trying to live up to what others believe.
And that's what I mean. The Luna is kind of still. I think there's signs that Luna was still afraid of how others perceive her.
Yeah, there probably is a bit of that. So
there's that little bit of there right there for her and Scootaloo. She's still a little afraid of that. And then later on with the Sweetie Belle one, for whom the Sweetie Belle toils.
That one I think is huge.
That's the big one.
That's a big one.
That's the big one because that's where we reveal that it's talking about sibling relationship. Like, you're not the only one who's felt overshadowed by your big sister.
It was a line I too.
Yeah, something along those lines.
I too have a big sister who shines brightly than me.
Brighter than I. Yeah,
brighter than I.
That sort of thing. Like, we still see that there's that hint that Luna is not totally over it.
Although on this one, Luna is definitely it comes from a slightly different angle.
Yeah.
She's I've been here. I know where this goes.
I don't want you to go down that same path, well, on a smaller scale, but still.
Well, the one line, and I think this is also, it again ties into, she comes at it from a different angle, the don't do what I did, but it kind of a little bit ties forward into the Tantabus thing that we see later.
Yeah,
one of the lines, if you fail to rein in your worst instincts as I once did. I think this is still, we start seeing more of this inkling of her self-blame.
Yeah, we see that. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
It's just interesting because, it's just that parallel, like Sweetie Belle's resentful of her older sister.
Jealousy. Which is the direct cause of Nightmare
Everything
Moon.
she does is being overshadowed immediately by her sister doing something even more extraordinary. And
in Sweetie Belle's case is because Sweetie's not really seeing the full picture.
Yeah.
Which is what Luna shows her.
Yeah. And also, that was that one for at least the 5th birthday. For the very
yeah.
Luna, you could also argue it is the same sort of thing, is that she's not seeing the bigger picture of why her pony's just sleeping through my night and everything. Because they need to sleep eventually, Luna. And they're not nocturnal animals.
They could be.
Yeah, turn them all into bat ponies.
Well, she does have those show up though.
Yeah.
That's always a nebulous one. Where the heck did they come from?
And why haven't they been back? Because the simple answer is just haven't written an episode with them in it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that's the next facet of just there's the jealousy of the older sister and whatnot, and she connects to Sweetie Belle with that and teaches Sweetie Belle. And then of course we get to Bloom and Gloom, which
this one was a little bit more nebulous.
Yeah, this one's kind of weird, but because it's like Apple Bloom's, well, her fears are coming from herself. They're running away from her own shadow. Yeah,
it's more of this worrying about the cutie mark and uncertainty of their future and their self.
Yeah.
It sort of ties in where Scootaloo's was fear.
Yeah.
Sweetie's was jealousy. This one is more anxiety.
Yeah. And the kind of also a little bit of others' perception of others' perception of her and whatnot, including based on what she does or did.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more nebulous, but there is that.
Yeah, so it's again kind of going a little bit of a retread of the Scootaloo one to a degree, but not as specific as Scootaloo's was.
Yeah.
So we see that it's again just kind of that thing of just kind of the anxiety over what you're meant to do and whatnot. But and it kind of sort of ties into Luna because it's possible Luna went through a time where she wasn't sure about anything anymore after Nightmare Moon and everything. She possibly wasn't even sure if she should, as we find out, might even not even sure she should still be a princess. It's possible she went through that at one point. That whole thing of just shouldn't be here, or so it's a little connected, but just that whole thing of is this really it? But of course, it all comes to a head really with Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep?
Yeah.
That's where it all really, I guess, the character arc concludes meaningfully.
Yeah.
To a degree.
There's only one other episode so far that has any major stuff
even
after
that. Was kind of a...
And that was more play to what we already know.
Yeah. And this one where she makes the Tantabus to, punish herself every single night to make sure...
She never forgets.
She never forgives herself, she says. She says she doesn't want to forgive herself. She doesn't want to be comfortable with that. She doesn't want to accidentally slip back.
Yeah.
You see that. She's still afraid that she might slip back because the royal problem reveals she's still jealous of her sister at times.
Yeah.
This is not something that it makes sense. It didn't go away. Those feelings didn't go away just because she's better now.
Mm-hmm.
Those are still there. She's no longer evil. But those feelings just don't go away because she's been hit with a rainbow friendship beam.
Yeah, it doesn't magically erase everything that caused the jealousy in the first place.
She's still jealous of her sister. Those. And the Tantabus was there to remind herself, you can't fall into that trap again. You can never do that again.
Yeah,
and
but
you know what will happen.
Yeah.
You just make sure to never. So she's doing this. She's punishing herself just as a reminder. Never, ever do that again.
Yeah, and it's just wow.
So in a way, it's possible she was repressing those feelings of jealousy again, just trying to, because she was so afraid of becoming Nightmare Moon again.
Yeah, Yeah, well, there's also the fact that she's, as she says multiple times during that episode, she's not just afraid of falling back into Nightmare Moon, but of what will come after that, even, because she seemed just incredibly afraid of hurting others.
Yeah.
To the point where we see through that whole thing, she's doing everything she can to make sure no one else has to do anything.
Yeah, that too.
She doesn't want to accept any help. She doesn't want to accept any help, not because she's, I don't need you, but to see, no, this is not your responsibility. I don't want you to get hurt. This is my responsibility. I'm the one who has to take care of this. Don't.
I want to be a burden to you.
Yeah, it's that whole, and that one is huge. I don't want to be a burden on you.
It speaks of feelings of inadequacy as well.
Yeah.
Which would stem from Celestia being, I guess, shining brighter than her.
Yeah, feelings of inadequacy. I mean, he also makes you wonder if she suffers from... she probably does suffer from depression.
Suffered or suffers.
Yeah. It's interesting. We do find that she is incredibly humble, though.
Yeah.
She really doesn't play herself up at all. She's also really introspective. So I really like that. Well,
it makes sense.
aspect.
I mean, she talks to herself a lot at night, all by herself at night. It makes sense. She'd become pretty introspective.
Yeah, but I mean, even with... she's introspective, but she can also... I think part of that she is that way is she can also see into others.
Yeah.
Which really helps with her walking through dreams.
Yeah.
But we see that with, like, Scootaloo. Although with the Scootaloo one, it's like...
Well, the thing
how that one works is like, did you see what was going on outside of the dreams too?
Also, she's kind of a bit of a biting wit.
Yes, she does have that wit.
It's a bit of a bite to it.
Yeah.
Which, kind of wish from Twilight, but yeah. Like, Luna's still able to be sarcastic. Why can't Twilight still be sarcastic?
Yeah, bring back Twilight's snarkle.
Yep. But I just imagine a princess meeting with Twilight and Luna just sitting there snarking about something, some big stupid meeting with the nobles, or Twilight and Luna are snarking to each other about something, just quietly snickering to themselves. Celestia just gives them a glare every once in a while.
Death glares. I know what you're talking about.
And every once in a while, Cadence kind of giggles a bit too. And then
a meeting of 4 princesses and snarking with each other.
Yep.
I wonder where you got that idea.
Sounds familiar, right? Yeah. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that, hopefully. We're running a little. But that's the thing about Luna. It's just amazing what they did. And the other thing was just how popular she was. Even before all this even happened, even after all this stuff, she still were crazy popular.
Yeah.
She's one of the most popular non-main characters, period.
I think at first the reason she was so popular was because her personality was so open. She could be anything the fandom wanted her to be. But the thing was,
even other background characters who had the same thing were nowhere near as popular as Luna. Just Luna was the big one.
I think we all just saw more potential in her, so we latched onto it. Where, I mean, it's one thing if you have just a nothing character that could do anything. A blank slate is kind of boring to work with, but Luna had a little bit more, had a couple pieces to build off
and also
of,
and the dark backstory.
Yeah,
of course,
the dark backstory has that, and that gives the whole bittersweet, because we latched onto this idea of what happened to Luna, what got her to that point, the whole thing between her and her sister that led Luna into that jealousy, that whole. I mean, we got so much fan content out of that. I mean. There's that one super popular Ponyphonic song about, that whole thing.
Yeah.
But the limelight takes hold of its host, and Celestia, even knowing about it, couldn't do anything to stop her.
Yeah, she is honestly one of the most interesting characters in the show.
Yeah.
Although, also, I have to say that just a little bit. It's weird how many parallels, at least meta-wise, that Sunset and Luna have together. At least in the meta aspect, they have a lot of parallels. Character who was showed up was purely to be evil, then at the very end was redeemed by a rainbow beam of friendship, and then disappeared for a year only to come back and be super popular.
If it wasn't for the rainbow beam, you could also say Starlight.
No.
Who did show up to be evil, was redeemed, and then, except didn't wait a year to show up and get him super popular, just immediately popped back up.
Whatever.
Yeah. I think
they both had turned into some horrible monster thing.
Right. Starlight does not have that. She'll not become a monster.
Raging she-demon.
I think with Luna in the beginning, because she had that backstory, but still had enough openness that we could build off of her and create our own things. That was one reason why we latched onto her. But now, I think one of the reasons is because she is so relatable to people. She has those things that people struggle with. So we latch onto that because it's like we see ourselves so much in those.
Granted, it's to that degree in many of the characters people see themselves in and then latch on.
Yes, but a lot of times that's done on purpose. They do that. We're gonna, like, none of the characters are 100% completely fleshed out, and that's sort of done on purpose.
Yeah.
So you see those aspects in a character that you relate to, so you fill in the holes with your own personality. Because, I mean, everything else seems to match, and because you've now filled it with your own personality, you suddenly feel a strong bond to that character.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
They are kind of running really low on time now. We could go, again, this is one of those things we could probably keep going about Luna and stuff, but it's just a very interesting, deep thing. I mean, taking all these episodes, which were all, remember, a lot of these were all pretty separated, and then kind of looking at them all together like this, you're like, wow, you kind of start seeing connections. I'm not sure how much of those are intentional, how much of those are just, a happy accident.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are like, we see connections because they made the connection afterwards. It's like, okay, we saw this, so let's relate to that, and then let's relate to that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird just seeing the CMC episode, just all three of them, you see pieces of Luna relating to the CMC, and then those help later Luna come to her, I guess, realization about herself.
The first two CMC episodes, Luna kind of shows up again to check up on them. Like, with Scootaloo shows up in the next dream.
Yeah, a little
bit. Where the dream goes happier, and Luna's in there and gives her a wink. And
Sweetie Belle,
she literally shows up to help her sew it back together.
Oh, good, I'm dreaming.
No, this is real.
Oh,
but helps with the sewing and adds in her own touch.
The something else she kind of brings them all together.
Yeah, which is our first inkling of the shared dream that we saw later.
Which we'd see later with that she can kind of put ponies into a shared dream.
Yep. Inception.
Yep. I mean, we saw that was the Bloom and Gloom was Inception, basically.
Yep, except with the whole doors was like almost a Matrix reference.
Yeah. What's behind all these doors? No, you can't. No, don't look at that.
You are too young to go into that door.
Don't look at that. No. Anyway, got to move on because we got to rush through this. But yeah, that's a lot about Luna. She's still a great character overall, and
Luna's great.
I keep hoping we see more, but also I want to be able to talk in this month in depth about Celestia. Anyway, got to move on. So music. If you want to, music stuff, remember it's all in the show notes at pony401.libsyn.com/show notes.
Yes, so we have links to all of the songs that I'm going to feature here. First one. This is a song by LM and FritzyBeat called Time Lapse. This is a rather emotional song, but with bouncy instrumentals at times. And I really like this one. LM does a great job on the backing music, and Fritzy's really good on vocals as well. I absolutely adore the slow piano parts, though. It really brings out that emotion. I think they did a really good job. And if you can't tell by listening to it or seeing the picture on the YouTube, this is based off of the fanfic Background Pony.
Lyra.
So, yes, where no one remembers her, kind of a thing. I haven't actually read it, but I really should. I keep meaning to.
Yeah, it's got great piano. The vocals are pretty great. There's some interesting stuff done with vocals. I'm not sure if it's an effect or what, but starting about 256 in the song is this high pitched thing.
Yeah,
the background.
I'd have to listen to it again.
But it was pretty interesting.
The next one is DJ Shadow Music's "You're a Princess." This is a
princess too?
Yeah, Princess Harry. I mean, yes. This is it's uplifting, but also somewhat mellow.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the flow that goes between the two. It switches between
soft hard.
Really bouncy and uplifting, and then switches back to mellow, but not like just suddenly jarring switch. It's got a nice flow between the two, and it
speeds up naturally.
Yeah, did a really good job on this one.
The slower parts are very swoopy and whatnot.
Swoopy.
I also like the instrumentation and stuff. Yeah, like you said, the swinging around between the softer parts and the harder parts works really well.
Yep. And the last one is Rainbow. Sia's Rainbow, remixed by Lavender. I haven't had a song by Lavender in a very long time, but good to see you coming back and doing more music. Anyway, I really love the bass on this one. What they did with this, the whole thing is very upbeat and bombastic compared to the original, which has more of a almost melancholic tone. This one is a lot bigger to it. And I love the bass. It's sort of D&B-esque, but I really like what they did with this one.
Yeah, just problem is I don't have a lot to say about it. I liked it, but it's one of those I had a hard time really coming. But it's that up tempo was very unexpected. Just kind of, it just starts off. It sounds like it's Rainbow. Okay, wow,
Not.
that's way faster.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Sure.
Yep. But still fits the song.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Very, very well done.
Yeah,
go check those out.
All right, fanfics. Oddly enough, not a single update.
Wow,
that's weird. But do have a new one for you called Diplomatic Immunity by GaraTheAuthor, and we have featured that author before.
Author.
Yep. GaraTheAuthor, which, Diplomatic Immunity is basically the four princesses kind of sit around talking about diplomacy snafus in the past after Twilight comes back from a diplomatic mission. It's interesting.
That's one way to put it.
It's towards the end it kind of gets into a darker comedy towards the end, but it's just generally funny, like Luna's running and why diplomatic immunity exists in the first place, and
because Luna made
all the goofy all the things that the princesses have basically screwed up over the years.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into detail because I'd be spoiling a lot of the stuff.
Would be spoiling it, but
it's just to say
there's a couple mature themes.
Yeah,
nothing too big.
Luna's found herself in a compromising position. Cadence misunderstood some stuff, and Celestia didn't know some things. Didn't have some important information.
Although it turned out useful.
Yeah, it could have been useful. Of course, since in the end it turned out to be useful the way it went. But anyway, it's a one-shot. It's about 6,000 words, a little over. I'd recommend checking out because I enjoyed it quite a bit. Just it was pretty funny.
It was funny. Like I said,
towards the end, it does kind of get towards darker humor, but so it's not. I don't find it super dark myself, but Mother's Made Fairy, just be aware, it does have that tag on it.
There's some swearing involved near the end.
Yeah, there's some swearing and just darker humor. It's rated T, but so it's not too bad. It doesn't become macabre or anything.
Yeah.
So but I would check it out. I found it pretty funny.
I found it funny too.
It's hard to talk about without spoiling stuff, which I don't want to do.
I think I like Luna's parts the best.
Because I guess there's three different things to it. Yeah, Luna's part was pretty funny.
That was great.
I do like it.
Cadence was so mad at her.
Yeah, but so the thing is just we can't really talk about the different parts without spoiling the stories, and I prefer because it's like more or less kind of three mini stories.
Yeah, it's almost like an anthology collection.
Yeah, check it out though.
Yeah, go read it. Like 6,000 words, it won't take long.
Hard to talk about without going into specifics, which we don't want to do. Except for this episode, which it's a little long, but not too terrible, I don't think. if you want to check out past and future episodes, could you like this one? You can go to pony411.libsyn.com. Again, it's spelled Libsyn. You can subscribe to the RSS feed and whatnot. Check out new episodes as they come. There's, of course, we have our YouTube channel, youtube.com/pony411. Episodes are there. You can like, comment, subscribe. And, of course, check out our reviews as well. We just listed a whole host of Equestria Girls mini stuff. 5 of them, in fact. Right. You can also go to iTunes and search for Pony411 and subscribe there and rate and review. And there's Google Play, play.google.com/music. You can subscribe there and rate us and all that stuff. You have to go specifically to that address. It won't work if you try to search for us. Go figure. Stitcher.com or the iOS or Android apps. You can search for Pony411 on there. There's also PonyvilleLive.com, where it's the same as the YouTube thing, but there's also a bunch of other podcasts and music stations. And one of those is Ponyville FM, where you can check us out every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Just tune in there and check out, other DJs and whatnot as, day goes on.
Yep.
And you could, contact us via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Questions, criticisms, whatnot. Tell us about Luna. Tell us if we missed anything over Luna. Maybe misinterpreted something. Maybe your headcanon is now invalidated. I don't know.
That is the worst thing, right?
Yep, the worst.
How dare we go against someone else's headcanon?
The worst. Of course, you can also contact us via Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. Like us there. All new episodes will be showing up as they appear. And, of course, the reviews as well for toys and whatnot. You can also contact us via Twitter. We're at Pony411. And, by the way, we are currently running a contest to win the Equestria Girls Minis Beach Trixie. You can follow and retweet that tweet. It's right there. It's pinned to the Twitter page, so check that out. Do such a thing.
Remember that you actually have to be
follow
following
and retweet.
Us? You
Remember
can't
that
just retweet.
Part. If you don't do both, you don't enter.
Yeah.
Of course, our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alcatraz__ at the end and the 7 to 7 to T. Follow us both. See our random nonsense. My Transformers views his desk.
I guess I've been also, the Tempest. I finally put googly eyes on.
Yeah, googly-eyed Tempest. So that's that, I guess.
Yep.
That's the end of the episode. Tune in next time. We'll be talking about stuff again. I guarantee it'll be Pony. At least.
That is the one thing we can guarantee.
We can't.
Right, we did that one time.
There was that
one time.
So we can't even guarantee that. Oh God, what have we become? We are fools. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Hope you join us next time. But until then, please pony responsibly, guys.
See ya.
Bye.